All right, let's go back 20 years to 2005 disc golf. And we're not wearing this huge bag. Get that out of here.
Sit tight, I'm gonna need you to keep time. Come on, just snap, snap, snap.
So the basis is that we have to use only discs that were available in 2005, along with the vintage rules of that era, and just the overall vibe of what 2005 was like. It feels so long ago, but also doesn't feel that long ago. And I bet there are fans watching this video that weren't even born, and there was fans who already had kids at that era. And then after that, I'm going to be doing trivia, and if they win, they get a free disc. So with that, let's get into it.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
First up, just like the most epitome of the bygone era, the Gateway Samurai. I don't know if you know this disc, but it was actually like one of my favorite discs starting out. It really does feel like a bomb. You know a disc is hardcore, super old when it says long range driver. What does that even mean? Every disc is a long range driver, but I really like it. It's the most domey driver I think I have. So it'll be fun to throw with. We got, of course, T-Bird. Can never go wrong with all the Innoviv runs. I wanted to not include this because it actually wasn't a part of the 2005 era, but G-Star Destroyer. There was Destroyers at that time frame, but not G-Star, not Star, which feels crazy. Then we got Star Valkyrie again. Star, not a thing. So I will be including the Champ Valkyrie, but the real surprise was the 2003 release, which I will be doing in my trivia, 2003 Buzz. Did you know it was out for 20 plus years? We got Pro Pig. Definitely gonna be my go-to overstable disc. I do want to include my Halo Firebird, but Halo was definitely not a thing. And to go along with that, Calvin Destroyer, also very much not a thing. Funny what happened to my finger. I was closing my trunk and just sliced it, so good stuff. And the disc that actually won Nate Doss his World Championship in 2005, the Avenger. Definitely gotta throw this disc. Also another disc that I have to throw with, the Rock. Again, Star was not a thing yet, but it's the only Rock I have, so we're throwing it. And then my putters. This is definitely a blast from the past. I checked it and both were a thing at the time. We got the Wizard and the AVR, just your go-tos, just so quintessential to kind of that era. Personally, I don't love these putters. And so that concludes it. Let's get into this round. Oh, also, Apple Watch, definitely not a thing. All right, first hole, dead straight, about 330. I'm gonna be using all four of my drivers, get a feel for it. So we got G-Star Destroyer, Avenger SS, Champ Valkyrie, and my Gateway Samurai. Also, when I was researching, it said that like T-pads were just not a thing. Concrete was like still a decade away from being like a mainstay. So super rundown, basic T-pads like this, it was kind of the norm. All right, let's see how we do. Okay, all these are getting short. Oh, that's just turning forever. But we're up there. All right, come on, Destroyer, let's get all the distance. Oh yeah, I love that. So we have one throw that was end circle one. I'm not doing great right now. Let's go. Actually, that would have been a total foot fault. You have to be completely at rest when your disc hits the basket, which I was not. Therefore, it would have been a one-stroke penalty. Don't know why that was a thing, but it really was. Weird. All right, let's throw in Valkyrie. Way too much hyzer, but yeah, good enough. All right, as I retrieve my disc, one thing I noticed is the general consensus is there was no rules. Like they were sticklers about like weird random things, but the basic genesis of 2005 disc golf was there was no real pro tour. There wasn't like hardcore rules like you need to do this. It was more so the absence of rules that made it so bizarre, because you had probably people that were like in disc golf hubs that took it really seriously, but then everyone else was probably a lot more laid back, just kind of winging it. And so you probably never had foot faults, or if you did, it was like a huge ordeal. But yeah, basically all the rules I'm looking at, it's like, okay, this did apply, but there also was the absence of this rule generally, because for most players, most of the time, it never really came up. And if it did, you're kind of a jerk for bringing it up because it's like such a small deal. I had to look for my disc for probably 5 minutes. Guess what? That would have been a stroke penalty for a lost disc. Now, if you ever played around where people are actually using a timer, you hate those people. But a 5-minute timer probably would have been fine. But this disc, waiting for 5 minutes, That'd be a stroke. All right, I actually did find another rock. See how we do. Perfect. Oh, but hey, if I'm like a 2004 bottom tier pro, I would bet that shot totally fine to at least get like 50th place. All right, so at that time, 960 was all you need to be rated to be like at least cashing. So 1 under through 2, we're cashing. So this hole with like a totally worn out sign, peak 2005 disc golf. Most of the courses had no budget. City didn't really care about the course. No tee pad, no sign, just kind of absolutely winging it. There's no budget. All right, straight shot. It says 270, I doubt it. Parked. I'm a 2005 GOAT. Actually parked. Sick. And just some crazy stuff that I cannot believe is true. The Xbox 360 was released in 2005. Hurricane Katrina happened in 2005. Feels like so long ago. Star Wars Episode 3 came out. Definitely feels weird to say that. And the most bizarre thing is the platform you're watching, YouTube, came out in 2005. It actually wasn't even owned by Google back then. They bought it in, I think, 2007. So crazy what can change in a matter of 20 years. All right, I'm Nate Doss at Worlds. I'm hitting this. Ooh, maybe not, maybe not. Rip. I know I've said it a lot, but this really does feel like the quintessential 2005 hole. Just a straight shot. You got some trees on the left and right, but they're not really in play. 300 to the pin. I'm gonna start with Mike Samurai, see if we can get there. If not, go T-Bird. And if that doesn't work, go the mid, good old Buzz. Oh wow. Much like 2005, forehands are non-existent for me. All right, T-Bird. That's a look, that's a look. All right, Buzz, really gonna have to rip it. Grip and rip. It's straight, but it's not even C2. And since I'm under this tree, another fun fact, if you get any disc above 2 meters, it is instantly a stroke penalty. Why they did this? Probably just for like time's sake. They don't want to retrieve discs all day. Nowadays, you play from basically anywhere. No matter where you are, you're not getting a penalty for it. But back in the day, the 2 meter rule was in effect all the time, which I kind of like, being forced to deal with whatever comes your way. Just makes sense. All right, we're leaning on these drivers a little bit too much. All right, my rock, we'll try to throw like Climo. Wow. I don't think Climo's doing that. Let's go back to the Samurai. All right, Valky, come on. Destroyer. All right, some other crazy throwbacks. We Belong Together, Mariah Carey. Ain't No Holla Back Girl, Gwen Stefani. Black Eyed Peas, Don't Funk With My Heart. Not my favorite. Didn't hold up the best. Oh, Foo Fighters, The Best of You. The best, the best. Can't forget All American Rejects. Oh, Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy. If you're like a 2005 boy, that was peak. Boulevard of Broken Dreams, come on, nothing more classic than that. I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes. All right, let's hit it. No chains. Who needs them? Who needs them? Twice or it's luck, not luck. That album was the first album I ever bought. I just look back on it and I'm like, sheltered kid, pretty restrictive parents. How did they let me buy that? Just no awareness of like how sort of inappropriate music was, but also I didn't care. I wasn't gonna ask them to be like, actually, I'm 10 years old and I probably shouldn't be listening to this. I was not about to do that. All right, next hole, just a straight shot again. Let's try to get some out of Annie on these. Throwing it with way too much hyzer. And that's gone. That is gone. Okay, well, I got the distance. Samurai. Oh, come back. Big skip. Okay, circle's edge. All right, just got a couple holes left. Let's try to speed run this and then see if people can actually do trivia. I have low expectations, but you never know. Also, I can jump putt. Totally forgot about that. Let's go. Probably a sloppy putt, but it did go in. All right, straight, maybe 270. Gotta go with the Avenger. I'm channeling my inner Nate Doss, 2005. Honestly, now he'd probably still wreck me, but let's see if we can get up there. This thing is a flippy boy. Too flippy or just perfect? Perfect, literally perfect. All right, Nate Doss, you're a boss. Which is a little ironic because Nate Doss was not an Innova player, so I do not believe he could have thrown the boss. That reminds me, this isn't something I could look up readily, but there were so many rumors about players like Ricky, like Paul, like all the big names, that would be sponsored by a brand, not throw that brand, but have like a destroyer stamp, even though they're not throwing a destroyer, because like a lot of the brands literally didn't have enough like selection to throw the type of shots that they wanted to, wasn't overstable enough, whatever reason. So you had world champs like Ricky, like Paul, throwing discs that were absolutely not approved by their sponsor. But like, who's gonna stop them? They're the GOATs. Oh, but look at this shot. Oh yeah, let's go Nate. Yeah, I wonder, I'm gonna throw the pig for like the first time this round. I wonder if you are in 2005, what are you saying to Nate? You're not saying, let's go Nate. Is it more like, good job Nate? Food for thought. All right, let's channel my Nate. Last hole. Come on, Avenger. Way too much turn, way too much. Let's go, Samurai, see if we can get up there. It's up there, second chance birdie. Doesn't count for anything, but that was kind of cool. To conclude, 2005 World Champion, Wild Runs. I want to know what his actual rating was, because I bet it was not even over like 1,000, 1,020. Let's see what the actual rating was on the screen right here. Okay, decent. So with that, let's try to do some trivia, see if people actually know their stuff. So let's go. All right, we're here at the course, but we're gonna do 3 groups, have to give away 3 discs. And I was looking at my trivia, it's not all 2005, but I think people should be able to answer it. So I think people are going now off hole 1. Let's see how they do. Byron?
Sean?
First question, who is known as the Innova guy?
Yeah.
All right, he currently is not with Innova.
Name someone. I don't even know anyone.
I don't know.
All right, Ken Climo. What's the most popular mid-range released in 2003? I bet you have it in your bag.
2003?
Yeah.
The Buzz.
The Buzz. All right, 1 point.
Nice.
Who officially won $100,000 in 2022?
McMahon.
Aaron Gosich.
Ricky. What course is home to USDGC?
Oh man, I don't know any of the courses. I just come out and throw it
Yeah,
once in a while.
Hello.
I don't follow it.
What country is Kristen Tatar from?
Country. Switzerland.
Norway.
close.
Sweden.
You're really close.
Switzerland. What'd you
That's
say?
Netherlands.
Norway,
Alaska.
Finland, Denmark, Sweden.
Starts with an E.
Europe.
Southern E?
E.
You're gonna have to ask these guys.
Estonia.
Estonia. Oh, you don't want to give me a disc for that, do you?
Yeah.
Let's go with this one.
You like Pixel?
What is this? Pixel?
Yeah. Who is the only player to win Worlds and USDGC in 1 year?
Paul Macbeth,
Macbeth? What country is Kristen Tatar from?
Finland.
Yeah.
Oh.
Starts with an E.
Oh.
England.
No, I know it though. but it's-
Estonia.
Yeah.
All right. Who is the first player to win 100,000 in 1 season?
Ken Climo.
Nope.
Paul Ulibarri?
Ricky. All right. We'll just do point goes to the closest. Approximately how far was the hole shot?
275.
275?
300.
250. All right, 2 points. Might be last question. Which course is home to USDGC?
Winthrop Golds.
There you go. Winner. All right, so that was actually way more stressful than I thought it would be. People had no clue what I was asking. I felt like I was stuttering, kind of slipping over my words. I said 2022 and it was 2023, I'm pretty sure. But in the moment, you're just kind of like, all right, they don't care. They just want to get it done with. The journey continues.
2 of us.
Yeah,
2 people from trivia, not me.
Strictly disc golf trivia.
strictly disc golf. This is kind of a softball. The most popular mid-range released in 2003.
Buzz.
What is the first year Worlds was held?
2014.
2002.
It is actually 1982.
Whoa.
So-
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
I should have just said 2013.
Yeah, you're fine.
First player to earn 100,000 in one season.
Anthony Barella.
I'll be back.
Ricky,
I don't know about
you're so close.
I know some of the guys, but not a ton.
All right, what country is Kristen Tatar from? Or Kristen Lott?
Sweden.
Close, but no.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what's close to Sweden. That's bad. Norway.
Estonia.
Estonia. Oh,
A little
on the
Eastern
tip-
Europe action.
on the tip
Okay.
of my tongue, you know.
The only player to win Worlds and USDGC in 1 year.
Paul McBeth.
Oh my God. No! GG! Let's go.
That's awesome.
Did you
All
go
right.
down your list of questions to find out, okay, Paul Macbeth is the answer to this one?
I was like, you're going to know this
Well,
one.
sweet.
All right,
Sweet.
congrats.
That's sick,
Awesome.
dude.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hope that was something entertaining. Sorry I didn't know more.
Say
Can I get a pic with you?
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul. There's many Pauls.
Simon.
He's never won a major. Paul Macbeth.
Oh, that's what I meant.
You can't say that's what you meant.
Finland.
Estonia.
Oh, wow. I was never going to get that.
Which disc became the most popular in 2003?
Sigma.
What brand is Sigma?
Winchester.
Pretty close. Winthrop. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're giving Mama one question that I know she'll get. What's the coolest player from Germany?
Simon.
Oh boy, that was embarrassing. Simply embarrassing.
I'm looking for